to my channel. My name is Jen and today I'm going to be reviewing the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. Looks like this. I got an email from Sephora stating that this was available for VIB Rouges. Jumped on that train right away like, oh, choo-choo. That was really weird. I'm sorry. I was super excited to try this because as most of you know, I am super fair. I am a pale princess, and most of the times, more often than not, the lightest foundation in a line is going to be too dark for me or too pink. That's just how it is. That's just how my life is. It's life. Life for me. So, when I saw these, the idea, at least from my understanding, was that you can add these as like a mixing medium to lighten the actual foundation itself, so it's more your skin tone if you're super fair, to add extra coverage to a foundation if you like the foundation but it's not as full coverage as you would like, or to add it like to a moisturizer to make it turn the moisturizer into an actual foundation. So Sephora's website, this is what it says. It says, a formula featuring pure pigments that allow you to customize any product in your beauty regimen and control the level of coverage. That is what it states on the Sephora website. I got the color N10. It has a little dropper here and it is super messy. Like, look at how liquidy that is, and you just add as many drops as you would like for coverage. So today what I'm doing is I'm trying it with my MAC Face and Body Foundation. This is a little bit dark for me, but I absolutely love this foundation. So whenever I wear it normally, I will either add my Face and Body Foundation in white, so it kind of lightens the foundation, or I will just bring it all the way down my neck. This is also a super lightweight foundation, so you usually have to work it in layers, but that's actually something I like about this foundation. So I wasn't using this thinking, oh, I want like more full coverage, but it comes along with this little dude. So first I'm going to prime. I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Primer, and I'm just going to put this all over my face. I'm then going to take a little bit of MAC's Face and Body Foundation. I really love this. This is in the color C1. It's the lightest shade that they have, but it is a little bit dark for me. That's the reason why I chose this one. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take enough for half of my face. I'm going to drop 2 drops of the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. So let's see how this looks. And it's super messy. So just 1, 2. I don't know if you guys can see there, but the color is a tad bit lighter. It's a pretty pink though, so you know, it is what it is. I'm going to mix these together on my hand and place it all over the half of my face. I like doing this in halves because if I do it in halves, then I can make sure that the product is distributed evenly, whereas if I do enough for my full face, I might not have enough and then not have a good color to keep on matching, if that makes sense. And then just buff it in. So as you can see, it covered really well. It evened out all of the redness that I had along my cheeks, and it kind of helped with my under eye circles as well. It's not as dewy as it normally is. Typically it's like pretty dewy, so that's something to keep in mind, is that this does change the formulation of a foundation if it's like dewy. I'm not sure if it's how it works with matte foundations because I don't have any matte foundations. However, instead of it being a super dewy look now and like healthy glow, it's more of just a natural skin finish, which some people might like better. So there's half of my face. Going in with the other side, I'm just going to do the same thing. 2 drops. And then distribute. So, finished face. Now instead of being a buildable foundation, you automatically get great coverage within the first go. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face, and then I will be right back to continue talking. Alright, so now my thoughts. I don't think that this is going to be as holy grail as I thought it was. I've used it 3 times, and I've used it with different foundations each time. It's just an okay product for me. First thing I have to talk about is I got the lightest neutral undertone. So N10. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it's still pretty pink. Like, it is more pink than I would have liked. So maybe that's an error on my end. Maybe I should have gone for more the yellow undertone. But the problem for a lot of foundations with me is that they're too pink. And so adding more pink doesn't really add up to me. I don't know. It's just too pink for my liking, and it's not something that's like unworkable for me. I can still definitely use it, but I can't use it on the foundations that are too pink. So like a good like third of my collection of foundations that I can't wear, it wouldn't matter because it's not pink enough. So I could go out and buy like the yellow undertone, but that's like another $44 out of my pocket. Second thing, I do enjoy that you don't need a lot of product in order to get a more full coverage look. So as in the demo you saw, I used only 2 drops on each side of my face, and it dramatically increased the coverage. I think that's awesome. So if you have a foundation that you like but it's just not full coverage enough, it really does add coverage with just a few drops. So this is going to last you a really, really long time, which is a positive.
My mom's vacuuming. I'm sorry.
Now, and something that can go both ways depending on who you are, I feel personally that this does change the formulation of the foundation. And it doesn't ever say that it won't, so I'm not saying that they're lying or anything, but one of the things I love about MAC Face and Body is that it's super, super glowy. And that's one of my favorite things. That's what I love about it. I love it that I can look healthy and have glowing skin whenever I wear this. And when I pair these two together, it mattifies it. So it doesn't necessarily make it like super matte, but it's not as glowy as it would be just alone. So that's what it did with the glowy foundation. I also used it with the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous. I actually loved these two together. The finish was so, so nice. It was like a semi-matte, like demi-matte finish, and typically I don't like that, but it didn't look dry on my skin, so I really, really love these two together. And I've also used it on the Hello Flawless Oil-Free Oxygen Wow foundation. This one, it changed the color, which is what I wanted, but it really didn't change like it just made it more of a natural finish instead of being a little bit more glowy like it is on my face normally. So I mean, you have to test it out with different foundations, and different foundations you're going to get different results. I don't feel like this necessarily prolonged the wear of my foundations, but it also didn't like make my foundations less wearable. Like they didn't come off sooner. It just was the standard amount of time for each of the different foundations that I tried that they wear for. The most long wearing one was this one, and it was probably just because of the formula. This Ready Set Go foundation is like super long wearing, at least for me. So these two together worked really, really well. And then you can always add a powder on top and use some primer. It doesn't have an unpleasant aroma, and it hasn't broken me out yet. It feels really nice on the skin. For those of you who find that there aren't a lot of foundations that match you perfectly, this might be a great option in the sense of tone and color. You can really like perfect what you want in a foundation to look like with this. I think it's a super awesome idea. Would I pay $44 for it again? Probably not. I probably wouldn't, but I think it's a great idea to have in my collection. Also for makeup artists, this is going to be great. Cover effects, custom cover drops, it's a middle of the road thumbs up. It's not like, it's not like 2 thumbs up, but it's not like a complete fail in my book either. It's just an okay product that I'm glad to have in my collection, but I wouldn't necessarily purchase again. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love your faces. Please stay safe, and I will talk to you again later. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. I was flat on some of those notes.